Well, share it. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you. To you and you.
Carrie's energy right now is not being put on. I'm not going to pretend it is.
No, because it's not.
But I am going to tell a story in a second. It's
Yeah.
a good story. But first, today's show, right? How to achieve the goals you set, our 30-day challenge. What is that all about? What does it mean to you? How do you get some of the goods and the secret sauce that we give? You guys stick around to the end of the show to hear about all that. So, with that, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. I just got really confused because I looked down and the clock says 8:51. And I was like, are we an hour early for the show?
I wonder if anyone's going to be messed up by that today. This lighting is funky.
It is. It's orange.
We got new lighting over the weekend.
Temporary,
because our new studio lights are on the way.
David!
But, yeah, right? Laura, David! But let me explain what's happening right now. Right now, I'm looking at our monitor. We look awfully orange, a little dark, but the studio lights right now that we have are fucking blinding me.
You know, can I just say?
Are you guys there?
I feel very glad that at least you can see us. Like, I'm a visual artist.
Yes.
And this kind of stuff is just it grinds my gears because
Right.
I'm very particular about it. So I hated it when we were orange a couple weeks ago.
Right.
But I hated it
When we were
last
too
week when
dark.
you couldn't see us. So I will take orange over
Yeah.
you not being able to see us until David gets his little patookie up to Montreal with our new studio.
David and Loria, for you, because Loria's on our show quite
Yes,
frequently.
yeah.
They're actually our consultants. We work with them. They kind of help us engineer Brian and Carrie in the morning. They're amazing. So David's coming up here because we have some new wrinkles that we're gonna, a brand new mobile studio, some awesome shit. But anyways, let me turn my attention towards you all.
The crew!
Lisa Arsenal, Lisa Drop, but Caitlin,
Morning.
Mona. It used to say
Elt.
Mona Ed. I'm sure it did. It said
did.
Mona Ed. Anyways, Ryan Zakowicz. What's up, Bagel Brains?
I think it's Mona Eid. I believe
Yeah.
that's the way it's pronounced. A free tan. We look like Donald Trump.
Stacy, Brian calls us Trumpish. Robin Camley, Michelle Adams, who I love. Michelle, I'm going to get back to you on a message today. Tiffany, love her. Kelsey, Karen, Lynette, Monica. Look at all you
Look at
lovelies.
the crew in the house.
Cecily.
I have to talk to you,
Yes.
Cecily. I have to tell a Cecily story in a second.
Okay, perfect. But let me just remind you today, how to achieve the goals you set, our 30-day challenge. What's that all about and how does it apply to you? We'll get to that in a second. We do have 7 minutes left in our pre-show. So
Yeah.
I'm going to tell a quick story, then you're going to tell a Cecily story.
Okay.
Here's my quick
Hey!
story.
Hi, Ryan Wolfert!
Oh,
Ryan Wolfert's
yeah,
here.
Dr. Ryan. Love that cat. Dr.
mean to
Wolfert.
interrupt
No,
you.
you're fine. Dr. Wolfert, I worked as I coached him
You did.
for a period of time.
Yeah.
Doc Wolfert, how was that experience? I know
Can you
already.
imagine he writes
Suck.
crap?
Kelly Goldowski, My Home Skillet, Louise, Jeff Patton. Look at that.
Funny Kelly Godelsky story too from last night.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So we
have
have
so many
3 stories. Okay, we should get the stories
Let me
going.
go first, okay? So we've, at Casa Campbell Grasso, the last couple of weeks, we've had some funny evenings. And what have those really involved? Well, they have involved Carrie, who has been affected by the moon. The moon's been beautiful.
Yeah, the moon, it's beautiful, but it screws with my system.
Right? Her sleeping schedule has not been great. There's been a lot of warmth.
No sleep.
A lot of warmth coming off of Carrie's body every single night.
That's so true.
Really, really warmth and some sleeplessness. You compound that with the fact that Brian Grasso, BG, I snore a little bit sometimes when I sleep. So the combination of those two things have left Carrie a little sleepless over the last few weeks. But you know what? Like, look at us. We're like, this energy is not fabricated.
This is not just recently. This is the last 2 weeks. I've been
Yeah.
running on pretty much no sleep.
And we're like in good moods. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
No big deal. And when Karen doesn't sleep well, I don't really sleep well either. So
Yeah.
it's not, it's not once. But here's the thing. We get up every morning at 5:30. So at 5:30, my internal clock goes off. Mm-hmm. I bound out of bed, head into the living room just to chill for a couple seconds, collect myself, breathe, waiting for my little Care Bear to come snuggle me because that's what happens every single morning. First, no Care Bear. So I go, oh, this poor thing's tired. It's all good. I'm going to let her sleep. So I decided to watch a little documentary on YouTube because I'm a nerd. So I watched a documentary for about 25 minutes. It was all about Sparta, the Spartan men and the Spartan women. I'm going to tell you all about it later. Anyways.
We don't have enough time for that story.
Well, yeah, we'll get there. 6:05, and Carrie's still not awake. So I'm like, you know what? The poor thing's tired. So I'm just going to let her sleep, knowing full well that basically now we're sacrificing our own morning time because we have a pretty robust schedule, 5:30 until 10 o'clock in the morning, which we love. And I'm like, whatever, it's all good. My baby girl needs to sleep. So 7 o'clock comes around and Carrie's still sleeping. You have to understand that never happens. Because when Carrie kind of wakes up even a little bit, if she knows I'm not in the bed, or she knows it's past 5:30, no matter how tired she is, she gets up. 7 o'clock, 7:15, I go wake up Carrie. I'm like, baby girl, it's time to get up for the day. It's almost 7:30. Carrie says,
I don't know what I said, to be honest.
That's what you said.
I have no idea.
That's what you said. Anyways, long story short, I didn't wake up baby girl until 8:30 this morning. Yeah. But I'm so happy you got some sleep.
I feel happy I got some sleep as well.
Which means, by the way, this show, Carrie has no idea what we're talking about today. It's going to be like Fucked Up Friday on Monday.
I have no idea what we're talking about today. Thank you, Tiffany Maxim. This is the cute hair when you don't have very much time to get ready.
Can I just add, Dr. Wolford says my coaching with him was not crap. It was life-changing. I want to say good morning to Daniel C. Grant as well.
So I want to just add that, last night was a particularly rough night. Like, I didn't get any sleep. So as I'm sitting here right now, I virtually, I'm sure if I close my eyes, I could go to sleep, which is kind of funny, isn't it? Could you imagine sleeping live on camera? But so I have no idea what we're talking about today or where this is going to go. But hey, you know what? We know how to flow. Now,
these lights are fucking hot.
Really? I'm good.
I'm sweating. Anyways,
I'm good.
Proceed.
I have two really quick stories to tell.
By the way, where's the crew at? I'm not hearing enough conversation.
You haven't given them a shout out yet.
Where my crew at?
Who? Crew.
I want to see some comments and some adorableness, people.
Everybody comment on my hair.
There we are.
Or tell me, do I look like I had no sleep? Just whatever. Just
no, you look amazing.
Talk to us. So I have two stories to tell. The first one is a rather quick one, so I'm going to tell it right now. Kelly Godelski. So we've been making fun. Or no, I'll be honest. Like I've been like making fun of the kids with their Snapchat for like 3 weeks now. I'm like, I don't get it. Like, what's the whole deal? Like, I don't know anything about Snapchat, right? Except for the fact that people keep showing up with dog faces on my Instagram, right? So I was playing around with Maya's Snapchat last night, and number one, we played with her for like 15 minutes because it was really funny.
That's actually kind of fucking fun.
To talk and sing like a bunny. But Maya has Kelly Godelski, a picture of you from when we were all in Spain.
Yes.
In her Snapchat filter. So I actually put your face on me. And it was so funny. Like, I'm going to send it to you after because I saved it for you. But we were
precious.
It was so funny.
Couple of crew shout outs. Neil, I am drinking coffee, but no, the lights are fucking hot. Trust me. Coffee kind of is a morning thing, and I don't get hot like this. Kelsey's making pancakes.
I want pancakes.
Kelsey, bring some over.
I want pancakes.
I want some pancakes, right?
And Cecily Casey. So this is a message out to all the crew, by the way.
Yes.
So on Saturday, I believe it was Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember at this moment in time, Steve Montfinesse sent us this snapshot of his wife Tammy had gone through the house and she had written on the whiteboard, "Where's my crew at?"
Which is awesome.
Which is beautiful and awesome. So Steve sent it to me, and I posted it up on our page, as you saw. Now, Cecily Casey commented, and I haven't had a chance to comment back, Cecily, but commenting about the fact that your husband was like saying something like, who are those people, and she's better than Kelly anyways. And I want to tell you a story about that because we've been talking a great deal about our program.
Right.
And if you think about one of the 4 tools, imagine your outcome. The number of times in my head in the last year, as we've been building to Brian&Carrie in the morning and all that stuff, that I have thought about Kelly Ripa. And I've thought about how she's so funny and she's so engaging, and then to have Cecily make that comment, I was like, you know what? That's how Imagine Your Outcome works, people.
But it does.
Exactly.
And you're way more alluring than Kelly. Who the fuck is Kelly Ripa?
She's like Regis and Kelly.
Isn't that Kathy?
No, Kathy has been gone for a long time. Kelly is the new one.
Kelly's the new Kathy.
Yeah, she's been the new Kathy for like 20 years or something.
Kathy
Gifford.
Gifford?
It was Regis
Gifford?
and Kathy.
Yeah.
And now it's
Kathy
Regis,
Lee.
And it's not, yes, Kathy Lee Gifford. And then it was Regis and Kelly, but then Regis left, and now it's Kelly and whoever's going to be on the show.
So it's not Regis and Kathy anymore?
No, Brian's a little bit behind.
I don't watch TV. Well, neither do you, though.
No, but I just happen to know that. Anyways, so Cecily,
yes,
that was a beautiful comment, number one. But number two, my whole point of sharing that was to illustrate that
imagine
is how Imagine Your Outcome works.
Exactly. Well, I'll tell you what, it's 10 a.m. Central. I'm going to kick us off. Shout out to Billy and Neil. You're right. Daylight savings. I don't know. Like we went to the gym on Saturday.
I was going to tell that story too.
We went to the gym on Saturday. Our gym is it's at the base camp of a mountain, right? So it's a nice altitude, but it's got like luxurious things. It's a hot tub outside. So, yeah, we braved the minus 27 weather to get from the pool out to the hot tub.
Which is like 5 steps.
It's gorgeous, right?
Yeah.
So we get in the hot tub, and there's some other people there, and Carrie and I are just talking about our workout and stuff like that. And there's these two women beside us talking about daylight savings tonight. And we're like, wait, what?
Again?
And they're like, no, yeah, you got to roll your clocks forward tonight. And we're like, really? They're serious about that?
It sneaks up on me every time. Good morning, Courtney Ostrander from Nebraska.
Right on.
Is Nebraska one of the places I want to live?
Nebraska, no. Nebraska's beautiful, beautiful people. Montana's where you want to live.
Montana. Sorry, Courtney. But welcome to the show, Courtney.
Right? Well, let me tell you something. Courtney, tell us how you found us.
Yeah.
I want to know that. Let me kick us off. It is 10:01.
What are we talking about today?
Well, today is all about how to achieve the goals you set. This is our 30-day challenge. What does that mean? Well, we're going to wind that through this show. But good morning and welcome to Brian and Carrie in the morning. We are live 5 mornings a week from right here in beautiful Mount Tremblant, Quebec.
Indeed.
10 a.m. Eastern is when we get rolling. 9:50 a.m. is when our pre-show starts. And that's when all the fun happens. So make sure you're here at 9:50 starting tomorrow morning. How to achieve the goals you set, a 30-day challenge.
We have a 30-day challenge coming.
We do.
I am so curious to know what this is all about.
Well, Carrie slept, I worked.
So for those of you who just tuned in, I didn't sleep last night, so I slept in this morning, and I have no idea what we're talking about today.
Exactly. Well, I'm going to start by painting a picture. Okay, here's the picture. Carrie and I... our business has been set up primarily as something called a fulfillment business, which means that we don't really have, up until now, we haven't had things that people could purchase and then use on their own.
Right.
Okay, so a fulfillment business means you work with us directly, either in a group setting or a private setting. That's our entire business for about 5-6 years now has been fulfillment oriented. Right. And we're kind of reverse engineering that through 2017, such as this. Let's eliminate limits, how to finally achieve the goals you set. Brian and Carrie personal journal, which you know all about. Now, what does that mean? Well, we basically have 3 tiers, right? 3 tiers of things. At the highest end or the most, I guess there's actually 4 tiers if you think about it. The 4th tier, I'm going to start there. I'm going to start at the top and work down. The 4th tier is basically private coaching with us. We don't do it very much at all. That used to be the bulk of our business, but we're very selective now of the people we want to work with, because it's a very intimate relationship. Right. Like you become part of our life, we become part of your life. Dr. Ryan Wolford is on this call right now. Him and I worked together for 3 months. It was intimate, man. Like we talk a couple times a week. I get to know everything about his world and what his challenges are mentally, emotionally, etc. Is it effective? Fuck yes, it's unbelievably effective. But we're very particular about that level of our business now, okay? The tier just before that is our retreat. We host about 2 to 3 retreats every year. Come 2019, we'll be hosting retreats every month because we love retreats. Yep. Kelly is here. I'm sure Chris Goldowski is here. There are other people here who have been Lisa Draplock, who've been on our retreats before. Michelle Lee, Michelle Adams. Michelle Adams and Kelly Goldowski were both in Spain not more than a month ago, which is trippy. By the way.
I know. Right?
4 weeks ago.
It's only been a month.
But that said, retreats to us are the most glorious thing. It's about 10, 12 people in a beautiful big house. Everyone has their own space, their own privacy. But we work together as a group, as a family for 4 days. And we individually help engineer you releasing or eliminating the things that are holding you back in life. We share meals together. It really is a beautiful experience, which is why we're expanding that through 2019. Okay? 1 tier below that is called a mentor method. So Carrie and I, with our mentor method, we have a group of, say, 12 to 15 people, and we work with them every week, But it's via satellite. So basically you stay in your own geographic area and we stay in ours, and we connect on video calls once a week with the entire group, and we talk and we teach and we go through the process, etc., etc. And then the first tier brings us right back to this, where you just basically get the journal, get the information, get the daily reader, and you do it on your own. What's my point of showing you all of that? Because I actually have a point.
Of course you do.
Okay, now here's the point. Without question, without hesitancy, without second guessing, I can tell you factually, that the people who only ever get this level of stuff from us, I would estimate, let's just estimate, their success goes up 50%. 50% better than they were before. And that's pretty fucking good.
Of course.
I might add, okay? But then you get into the mentor method and the retreat method, where you get to kind of work with us a bit more privately, a lot more intimately. The success skyrockets into the 80% bracket. Nothing to, I mean, it just, is that hard to under, like if you take like the best basketball coach in the entire world, right? And he lives in Las Vegas, or she lives in Las Vegas, and you're a team in China. So there's geographic separation. And all that basketball coach does is he basically sends you via email the stuff you're supposed to be doing in practice every day. You get better.
Of course.
Because he or she, they have like this awesome wisdom, right? But imagine if he or she was local with you.
Right. It's individualized. It's hands-on.
Right? Imagine if they were there conducting the practice. It's not hard to understand why that is a bigger trump card, right?
Yeah, of course.
So here is the 30-day challenge. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
We're going to merge something, okay? There are going to host of people around the world who have already purchased the Let's Eliminate Limits, How to Finally Achieve the Goals You Set program, which includes the personal journal, the daily reader, and our video. There's a host of them already. And what they don't know yet, because we haven't even told them yet, we will, if they're not here, they're going to come into this 30-day challenge program with us for $0 extra. How many extra dollars? The big zero. And over the next 2 weeks, 14 days, we are going to teach and show and explain why this process will change your life. And we are going to beg, plead. What else can you do? Beg and plead. Cajole. Cajole you who have not yet got their hands on this system to get your hands on this system. Because over the next 14 days, anybody who gets their hands on this system, and anybody who already has their hands on this system, 14 days from now, we start a 30-day challenge. We'll collect all of you into a private group, and you will have access to us once a week for 4 weeks, 30 days. We will keep you going, keep you accountable, answer your questions individually, etc., etc. Carrie Campbell, how many extra dollars is that going to cost people?
Zip, zero, nothing.
Zero. We're not doing this to make money. We're doing this to help. We're doing this to make a point.
Yeah.
We're doing this to show that this is going to rock your world 50% at least. But now give us 30 days to work with you and see what happens. That is the 30-day challenge.
Am I allowed to ask a question?
Yes.
Brian, what is that access point is what? It's through a
Facebook private group.
A Facebook private group.
Yes.
So you're going to have access to us. And, so for me, I want to just add, okay? Because, there's a bunch of things that I want to add. The first thing I want to say is that, you might be asking yourself, why? Why, if we were doing fulfillment, why go this way? And I want to say, for me, the answer to that question, I think it's important to share, right? Because we did do a lot of coaching, and now we're not doing as much coaching.
Right.
The reason is because you can only reach a certain number of people.
That's right.
The way we were doing it. And this method deserves to be in everybody's hands,
Agreed.
right? So that's the why behind it. And then the second thing I want to say is, you cannot put a price tag on the individualized aspect of being able to ask the question that's lingering in the back of your head that you've had for 3 days, that you're not really sure if it's a viable question or not.
Right.
But the amazing thing is you ask the question, you gain clarity, and then because we're going to be in a group format, everybody else gets the answer as well.
Exactly.
So it's like the crew times 10.
That's it.
In an intimate group and intimate setting,
That's the key. It's
amazing.
Look at Kelly Goldowski's here. Michelle Adams is here. Lisa Draplik is here. These are people who've been on retreats with us. So I'm going to ask anybody who has been on a retreat with us, make a comment. And I mean that sincerely, and I have full faith knowing. I don't even have to worry. Is anyone going to say, oh yeah, it wasn't bad? Mm-hmm. It blows your mind.
Yeah.
To have, it's not just Carrie and myself though. If Carrie and I are great at anything, it's creating communities. Mm. We know how to create inclusion and unconditional love and support and guidance so that everyone feels as though they belong 100%. So if you've been on a retreat with us, make a comment. Is that true? Mm-hmm. And that is the broader point. We want you working through this journal. Yeah. We want you accessing the videos and reading the Daily Reader. We want you doing the whole program. But imagine doing it with us guiding you directly in the context of an unbelievably support-oriented community.
Yeah, you know, I just want to say, Michelle Adams said before, a couple comments up, she said that the intimate access essentially accelerates the reprogramming. And I think that's a really powerful way to say it. Yeah. It is an acceleration point. So I absolutely love that you said that, Michelle. So yes, Michelle, we can adopt you.
I love that.
People ask us that all the time, and I love it when people ask us that.
I also want to add, Mama Draps, the retreat is unreal. The openness of the group, and you all grow from being with each other. It's so true. So look at, yes, Dr. Wolford, we are going to post a link on where you can get the entire program soon. Carrie just woke up. This is like an unscripted, unprepared version of Brian and Carrie in the morning. But you know, I think we're rocking it.
You just keep talking and I'll do this.
Carrie's gonna go get it. Okay. But can I add one more thing? We haven't even asked yet. Mm-hmm. We're gonna keep earning the share today. So could you give us one? I'm just gonna sit back, assuming that the share is happening.
Do you want me to post the link?
Yeah, go ahead and post it, and then we can pin it.
Yeah. So in case, hold on, I wanted to say something, but let me paste this first.
Okay, so we just posted a link, Dr. Wolford and everybody else. We're going to keep careful track of everybody who's got their hands on this program over the last 30 days and everybody who's going to get their hands on it over the next 14. We will be in touch with you all individually. No need to contact us. You're not going to be lost. We're not going to forget you. In about 15 days, that 30-day challenge starts. Okay? Yes, you guys are awesome.
I'm going to say something right now, and for all I know, Brian just said this.
Actually, can I stop you?
Yeah.
Daniel C. Grant. I just love that guy.
I love Daniel Grant.
I wasn't on the retreat, but the group mentorship program was life-changing for me. I just want to say hats off to that man.
I have so much
I don't know if I've ever seen somebody make such a transformation.
Hands down. Hands down.
Daniel, you were like inspiring to work with.
Absolutely. So I'm repeating this because I don't know if this is what you said because I was too busy looking for a link. Yeah. But I just want to say one more time, in case you missed it, if you you pick up your copy of the program over the next 14 days, you get instant free access for the 30-day challenge at the end of the 14 days, right?
Yes.
So, like, you're in.
Instant free.
Yeah.
And there's no, like, I don't think we need to say this. There's no hitching. Like, there's no, like, added extra that we're not telling you about. This is flat out just us as people and parents who are saying to you, we want to help.
Yeah.
So do yourself a favor and get your hands on this if you haven't already. The link is there. Carrie posted it and pinned it, so it's there. And then over the next 15 days from now, we start a 30-day challenge where we're going to give away coaching. But can I add something? And I'm just going to say this, but I don't want to be like hubris when I say it. Coaching with us isn't cheap. Mm-hmm. We're high-priced coaches for one reason, because we get the job done.
Right.
Every single time.
Right.
I don't know of any client who's ever walked away from us saying, man, that wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
And I mean that like sincerely. So like we're giving it to you for free. 100%. Because if anything, our lives are built on helping people.
Right. You know, I just want to add, because I think it's like sometimes you don't necessarily know what to expect, right? Like what do you expect from like somebody walking you through a program like this or answering your questions? Like what more can it add, right? And if you've never been in that kind of environment, you don't necessarily know.
Fair question.
But I want to give you a really quick example. So last week I started working with a new private coaching client.
Yep. And
my private coaching is incredibly intimate. Like, I mean, you are in my back pocket, and if you text me, I answer. That's the way it works, right? So the person was doing their morning accountability check-in and had some real negative language going on.
Right.
And I in the moment showed them how to perspective flip it. And so this person did that, flipped it into a new perspective, and in a matter of 30 minutes, their entire day changed. But moreover, they were able to take that skill that they had learned that morning and apply it over the course of the rest of the week.
That's
so
it.
that is what these experiences are going to be for you. You're
Yes.
going to come, you're going to ask a question, we're going to give you an answer that's going to serve you for the rest of your life, and you're not even going to know.
100%.
There you go.
Y'all have questions?
What?
Anybody have questions for us?
We love answering questions.
About this or anything else? I mean, I don't care what the question is. I'm just interested to answer some questions right now.
Robin and Campbell, you're awesome. I don't know how you guys manage to be all awesome all the time. Can I tell you how? Because we've done the work.
No, but that's true.
It's true. We're
You know,
happy.
it's actually yes. Let me. You're gonna have a look at that. I'm just gonna say something to Robin's beautiful comment. I thought about that this morning. How awesome we are. But in fairness, what I mean is this: you don't understand. 3 years ago, if Carrie had slept in the way she did, okay, and I was kind of left to my own devices for the first 3 hours of my day, I would have overthought something. My language would have been scarce and angry. I would have become frustrated. We didn't do our mobility. We didn't do our journaling. It's going to be a shit day. It's so easy to say those things, but let's internalize it for a second. Have you ever woken up and just had bad language? It's going to be a shit day. Your whole day sucks.
Of course.
Your whole day sucks. And that wasn't more than 3 or 4 years ago that would have happened to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why are we so awesome? Because we've done the work.
Yeah.
And when you have this kind of attitude, this kind of energy, this kind of optimism, this kind of mindset all day, every day, do you realize what you can accomplish?
Yeah.
Do you realize what you can do with your life? It's mind-boggling even to me.
I agree.
I'm sure there's some
I
questions.
want to answer, Kristen asked a question. She said, have you guys ever had a client that didn't have enough self-awareness to truly connect with your program? And if so, how did you work with them if you continue to?
None of the people we've ever worked with have ever had enough self-awareness in the beginning.
I was
but
going
that's
to
true.
say, great question,
Yeah.
Kristen, obviously. And the easy answer is that I want to say this. There are no two people who come into any program of ours who are the same.
Yeah.
And no two people who are at the same point on the journey. So the answer to that question is that's why we do what we do. That's
100%.
that's why we excel at what we do, because our job is to help open your eyes and give you self-awareness, right? So that is our job as coaches to be able to bring that to you.
Well, okay, we're going to follow that rabbit hole for a second, okay? Because, Kristen, that's a beautiful question, right? So let's talk about our process. This is one thing that Carrie and I know to be true, okay? Now, let me frame it. You already know this, but I think the context matters. Carrie's a licensed counselor. Carrie spent 20 years working in the field as a licensed counselor, okay? By trade, I'm a performance coach. So I worked 20 some odd years in the field at, Olympic championships and world championships with athletes who are gunning to become the best in the world. We are in the trenches kind of coaching insofar as our experiences, which is why we believe this, okay? Coaching is part program and part intuition. Anybody who says otherwise is lying or is naive. Because not everyone's lying consciously.
Right.
But this whole spirituality, it's all intuitive, is an absolute load of shit. If you don't have a direction that you have as a process or a procedure to take people, then you are absolutely taking people's money and not giving them what they need. So what is our process? The process is established. It's 4 parts. And then we use our intuition to guide individuals through it. Okay?
Absolutely.
And this comes back to your question, Kristen. Part A, it's called the 4 A's. And part 1 is acceptance. Okay? I'm just going to give you the whole thing. Acceptance, awareness, accountability, adaptation. That is the system we've created. It starts with acceptance. What does acceptance mean? Okay? We could talk about it neuroscientifically. We could talk about it spiritually. And we can talk about it practically. We could bring it into any of those frameworks that you want. But for the sake of time, what I'm going to say right now is very simple. Acceptance means this. It's all just a story. It's all just a bunch of bullshit. Okay? Whatever's troubling us, whatever we're angry at, whatever we are frustrated by, whatever we can't seem to achieve with our lives, our lack of ability to be happy on a regular basis, it's all a load of bullshit. It's all a story. And all we have to do is start to become aware of where these bottlenecks of energy are and release them. Yeah. So the first part is not self-awareness, believe it or not. It's acceptance. People love to talk about self-awareness, but they do it without fully accepting the fact that lack of awareness is the problem.
Right.
Right? So that once you accept that, we're off to the races into awareness. You want to kind of detail awareness a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think awareness is essentially the part where you start turning all the lights on, right? You really truly start to understand yourself, your stories, where the stories present themselves in your lives, which means like your actions and behaviors. Where are they driving from unconsciously, right?
Right.
And I think it's a funny thing because I think awareness. I think sometimes people, walk around claiming to be spiritually aware.
Sure.
But they don't necessarily really understand the deeper layer of it. And for most people, going to the deeper layer and understanding the awareness, it really is like these light bulb moments.
Yeah.
Where they're like, holy crap, like
sure.
I did not know that this was this or this was that, and that I was feeling inferior to so and so.
Right.
And it really is a vulnerable place for a lot of people
Yes.
to be, and I think our job in that is to really truly help you accept the reality that, like, awareness, you cannot have change without awareness. You can't have change without any of these pieces that we're talking about.
Right.
But unless you are aware of what is driving your actions and your behaviors, you really can't do anything.
I agree. Because you're forever going to run into a bottleneck of energy that you don't recognize is there. Mm-hmm. You can't out-goal set an unsuccessful mindset.
Yep.
And if your mindset has blocks and energy leaks and bottlenecks, well, then you can't just create a goal and have it come true.
Yeah.
Can I just speak to one thing really fast? Because self-awareness does get bantied around a lot in our society, and most of the time it's complete nonsense. And I don't mean that cynically. Well, maybe I do. But I mean that honestly. Because talking about self-awareness doesn't give you self-awareness.
Right.
Okay? And, I'm thinking about Mama Draps and other people who have gone through processes with us. And I'm going to say this honestly and candidly. Self-awareness sucks. It sucks. There's something called spiritual bypassing. Okay? And if I were to frame what spiritual bypassing means very quickly, it simply means this. There are hundreds of thousands of people who meditate and breathe and read from the Tao every single day, but it doesn't penetrate. It's like a superficial badge, like, oh, I meditate every day. I do Pilates and yoga every day. I'm deeply spiritual. Right? But beneath the surface of that superficiality, they're broken. They're frustrated. They're sad. Okay? Spiritual bypassing means we're engaging in all of these spiritual activities, but we're bypassing the true benefit of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay? Self-awareness is part of that paradigm. People love to talk about being self-aware, but in real, honest truth, self-awareness is this. Inside of our unconscious, we have shadows. We have shadows of past hurts and regrets and things we're very afraid of. Okay? And what self-awareness really means is that Carrie and I help you take a big spotlight and shine it on those shadows. Yeah. So that you really come face to face with the things that are holding you back. You can go to a beach and punch people and play tug of war and scream like Marines and talk about the Tao or Buddha until you're blue in the face. You have limits that right now you don't even know exist because no one is helping you go inside to find them and shine a light on them. Yeah. Because we are way too happy with the quick fix superficiality in our society. So part of awareness really is going into that deep level and routing out the stuff that's actually holding you back. Yeah. And it can be a vulnerable, sometimes emotional experience. But unless or until you do it, nothing changes. Yeah, nothing changes.
Yes, and I just want to add to that because I think that while we're on the topic of this, I think that the reason that we're so afraid to go deeper to the deeper level of awareness is because as humans, for whatever reason that's conditioned into us societally, we're afraid to be vulnerable. Yeah. We're afraid to show vulnerability because it's some sort of a sign of weakness.
Sure.
That we're not good enough, right? Which is kind of funny because that's the exact thing that we have to become aware of, right? So I just wanted to add that. And then, I would say that probably 9 out of 10 people who we take on the awareness journey fight it. feel depressed about it, feel angry at it,
Sure.
feel overwhelmed by it, and that's where we come in to essentially start telling you that you don't have to layer that piece on,
Yeah.
right? We can become aware, and it can feel not good. And that's okay,
Yeah.
right? And that's part of what takes the overwhelm away.
100%.
Once you accept that, like, we're all walking around like this to some degree.
Look, we're all fucked up somewhere. Like, let's stop pretending it. We have parts of our unconscious that we work on every day. I mean, I hate the people who sit on ivory towers and look down and say, I am so enlightened. All you need to do is give me $10,000 and I will touch you and you will be as enlightened as me.
Right.
Everybody's fucked up a little bit. It's degrees of fucked up. That's all, right? I want to point out something to everyone who's watching right now. Michelle Adams says, Michelle's been through programs with us. The initial gaining awareness did not feel good. Opening the dark closets in my mind made me see parts of myself that I did not like. That is true awareness.
Yeah.
And there's no way around it.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. So, Kristen, by the way, that was part 1 and part 2 of our 4-part process. Part 3 is accountability. Look at, now that you have awareness to the energy and the bottlenecks that are keeping you back, be accountable and do something about it. That is the linchpin. Accountability is the linchpin.
Yep.
Accountability is when 10 people come through our program, right? They all gain self-awareness. 9 of them turn right. And those 9 people go into accountability. And what does accountability mean? I'm taking responsibility for my life. I'm going to start recognizing all of this awareness and start making better choices, decisions, etc. 9 people out of the 10 go right. 1 person goes left. Okay? They go away from accountability. And what do we call those people? Victims. And you know what? We can't help you.
Right.
We can't help anybody who's not willing to help themselves. So if you come through the awareness process and you go right into accountability, that's the moment your life starts to change.
Yep.
But as with everybody, everything else, there's percentages. I'd say 1 out of 10 people we work with turn left. And they go down the road of victimhood. It's not my fault. You don't understand. It's so hard to be me. Bless them. We don't make fun of them. We don't... we don't get angry or frustrated by them, but we're honest in telling them we can't help you.
Can I tell you an interesting fact about those people as well? Out of those people, 9 out of 10 of them find their way back to us.
Yes,
time,
of course.
Because they've traveled the rest of the journey.
Yes.
And they've listened and kept their ears open, so they come back around and they keep the journey going. 100%. Right? And I want to say that, like, this is, okay, this is, good morning, Sean Humel.
He just made a great comment that I'm going to come back to when you're done.
This is one of the things that I want to say about coaches. If you really understand mindset, you don't grow cynical of the victims.
No.
You don't cast blame at the victims. You don't shun the victims. You shine a light for them. You express to them, okay, look, as long as this is the behavior that you're going to maintain, this is where you're going to... There's nothing wrong with sharing the truth of a circumstance. But for me, if you really understand mindset, when that person comes knocking back at your door, you're ready to take the next step.
Absolutely.
Because you understand that they weren't choosing to be a victim.
Look what Lynette just said. They just weren't ready yet.
Exactly.
And she's right.
Yep.
And you know what? How much I can't stand the testosterone coaches? You're a pussy. If you weren't such a pussy, you just do it. Now get back on the beach and punch people or whatever the fuck they do. It's nonsense.
Yeah.
Some people aren't ready. And that's not their fault. It is their problem, but it's not their fault. Okay. They have to be ready when they're ready.
Of course.
Sean Humel, what a great comment. I tried journaling. My awarenesses, my self-talk, was 3 times longer than my Count Your Wins list, and it was 90% negative. Sean, my unfortunate reality for you, sir, is welcome to life.
Yeah.
Here's the issue. Did everybody hear that? I tried journaling. My self-talk was 3 times longer than my wins list, and it was 90% negative. Can I tell you what Sean Humel just did for all of us? He just told the truth that you're all experiencing.
Yep.
100%. We are controlled by this unseen force called the unconscious mind. It is playing on repeat over and over and over and over every single day, negative shit.
Yeah.
You're not good enough. You're not worthy enough. No one loves you. You don't love yourself. You're not rich enough. You are too fat. I could go on. Your car's not good enough. Blah, blah, blah. Okay? Yeah. That plays on repeat over and over again. Over and fucking over again. Mm-hmm. Now I ask you, are you ready? You know what we should do? We just set a goal. Let's just set a goal to make $1 million. Or have a thriving business. Or get six-pack abs and lose weight. Let's just set a goal. How do you build a house on a foundation made of mud? Mm. And what happens when you do? Mm-hmm. It crumbles.
Right.
You can build the house. Maybe the mud gives you a little leeway. You can start building the first floor, the second floor, and you feel like you're gaining traction. Have you ever been there before? Where it starts out good. You start doing the right things every day to build your business and lose the weight and go to the gym and whatever it is you want to achieve with your goals. But one day, it all comes crumbling down. You start to self-sabotage. You start to reach for the food you know you don't really want to be eating. You start getting into lazy patterns and habits again regarding your business. And all of a sudden, the revenue starts to drop. Have you not experienced that?
Yeah.
It's self-sabotage. And why do we self-sabotage all the time? Because we're building houses on a foundation of mud. We're trying to set goals and overpower a mindset, an unconscious self-talk that is 90% negative.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why this system works. Because it changes all of that first.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want to add, because Sean came back and asked, he's like, so I deleted it. And he's like, what are you supposed to do when that happens? Like, do you still journal it out, right? So, Sean, and to anybody who's experiencing that, no, you don't. We don't need to delete it, because if we delete it, it's essentially saying, okay, it's not there, right? We're pretending that language not there. This is why we talk about the fact that in the program, right, the four tools are essential. They're all pillars, right? So you got to learn your language. Learning your language is really the only one, if you think about it, that's bringing to awareness the negative self-talk. But then we're going into counting wins, direction, review, and imagine your outcome. Those are three things that are essentially passively countering the language that you've become aware of, right? So my answer to you is, if you're experiencing that where 90% of it's negative, make sure you're doing all four of the exercises, not just the one.
100%. If you were to ask Carrie and myself on a given day, hey guys, what do you do for a living? You know what we'd say? We help people learn to reprogram their unconscious. That's what we do. Those 4 exercises are meant to reprogram that negativity. Deleting it, throwing it out, being frustrated by it, wishing it wasn't there, doesn't change it.
Yeah.
We need to change it. And the 4 exercises in here are exactly what compound together to do that. Okay? Yeah. There have been some great comments. Angie Olson, because you said this, I'm just going to, I think I was a victim when I first started feeling my story. Once I started being vulnerable, I was more aware and started being able to take accountability. I wasn't ready. Angie, because you said that, I'm going to tell you respectfully and lovingly, yes, you were a bit of a victim. But look at you now, saying so. And look what's changed in your life because you started recognizing the it's not fair is never going to change anything. Yeah, so absolutely. Mad props to you, beautiful. Love it. Kelly Goldowski, having you guys guide me through the awareness was so key. It was scary. It was a scary process because you're reaching in so deep. That's what she said. The self-awareness is so necessary, though, and then the changes can happen.
I want to say something to that, okay? Because I'm going to, Kelly, I think your comment was beautiful. So I'm not talking to Kelly when I say this. But for everybody it's so scary, it's so vulnerable, right? I want to say this. Let's all language check that.
Yeah.
Because why is it so scary? Why is it so vulnerable? Why is it all of that? Because we keep telling ourselves it is. And that is a heavily weighted societal conditioning. I know that. But if we find ourselves saying, I feel so bad, it's so scary, it doesn't feel good, that's exactly what it's going to be. Yeah. Flip it. And recognize that, be able to say, what, for me to be able to grow, I want to look at this stuff, and I'm okay. That's okay. It's amazing what changes when you start to shift that perspective.
I want to add to that. So, guys, this is my mic drop moment. We've gotten out of the daily mic drop for a while. We might come back into it. Never can tell. But here's my mic drop moment. I'm going to tell you this in the most brief way I possibly can, okay? Carrie just made a great point. Can awareness be scary? Well, that is a personal reflection. It's not an absolute truth. I did not find my awareness journey scary. I found it liberating. I wanted to sing Hallelujah at the top of my lungs from the roof of our house because I finally saw what the fuck was holding me back in life.
Right.
And now I could take power over it and be accountable for changing it. Okay? But listen to this, okay? And this is like, I want you to feel this so deeply, okay? So hopefully what I'm about to say provokes so much emotion in you, you make a comment or you give me a heart, okay? Walking into your unconscious mind, into the shadows, the dark recesses of the things that are there that are holding you back in life, from happiness, from the things you want to achieve, do, or become. Is that scary? Well, let me tell you what I think is scary. What I think is scary is leaving that shit up there unchecked for 80 fucking years and then you die. That's scary. That's scary. It's scary to know that stars in the heavens exploded and showered stardust all over our planet. And from that stardust, you were created. You are made of the materials in the fucking heavens. You are made of stardust. Quantum physics has shown us that we are capable of anything that is physiologically capable of the human being. We're capable of anything. Anything. And yet we are going to sit stuck for 80 years of our lives too afraid to look inside, to simply unlatch the rope of the shit that's holding us back. Now, I don't know about you, but that's way fucking scarier to me. To know that I was gifted this heavens material, that I'm stardust and I'm capable of anything, but I'm going to sit on that potential for 80 years because I'm too afraid to go inside to untie the fucking rope. That is scary. Put that in perspective. Think about that. So what's scarier? Going inside and having a look around and saying, oh fuck, the knot's over there. Here, untie it. That compared to one day, I'm going to fucking die. And all this stardust is just going to get recycled back up into the heavens and be given to the next fucker. Whereas I could have used it. I could have done something with it. I could have fucking done anything. But I just wouldn't untie my fucking boat. That, to me, is scary. So I don't know if you resonated, if you felt that, but that's what I carry with me every single day. Today is Monday, March 13th, 2017. It's the only Monday, March 13th, 2017 I'm ever going to have in my entire life. What, am I going to be tired? I'm going to be cranky today? I'm going to be, oh fuck, the guy cut me off in traffic, now I'm going to have a bad day? Fuck that.
You know,
fuck that.
As you were talking, first of all, everybody's like hashtagging Stardust bitches.
Yeah, Stardust bitches.
You know, I just want to add to that really quickly. For me, like we talked last week about, remember last week we talked about that fact that there really are no absolute truths. And once you recognize that the stories in your head there is no absolute truth to them, there's a liberation, right?
Yeah.
And I remember hearing this one time and thinking to myself, oh, this is so well said and it's so basic and it's so simple. The going into that deeper layer, paying attention to those stories, you know, they're not real, right? It is no different than a child who is afraid of monsters under their bed.
Yeah.
Your unconscious stories that you're afraid of are the equivalent of a child who has monsters under the bed. And think about that for a second. What do we all tell those children? No, there's no monsters under your bed. They're not any different. So your stories are your monsters under your bed. They're the shadows in the dark that you know are not really logically there. Apply that simplicity to your own stories and the vulnerabilities you're afraid to go after.
It's perfect.
It makes it a whole hell of a lot easier.
Hashtag Stardust bitches. That was great. I love that monsters in the bed. Shout out to Lynette Macias. That's where I am. I don't want to die with my magnificence locked inside. Two things to you, Lynette. Number one, I've seen your magnificence. It's not locked inside. We're just going to bring more of it out. Yeah. But look at what Lynette's done. For those of you who don't know, she wants to come to our October retreat up here in Mount Tremblant. We want her to come. So what has she done? She went out and got a passport application.
Yeah.
She's taking the steps.
Yep.
That's what you do. You take steps.
Exactly.
Beautiful and brilliant.
Exactly. So who's joining us for this 30-day challenge? That's what I want to know.
Dr. Ryan Wolford is. He already placed his order.
Yeah.
We're going to put the link in. We don't have to put the link in again. It's pinned. Go to the fucking top.
I don't think it's actually pinned because I don't think it actually worked, but I'm going to put it in again. I also want to say there is people on here. Cecily, Steve, Ryan Sakowitz will be with us for the challenge, and other people who I have seen as well. See, Cecily, she's like me.
Yes, hell to the yes, Sakowitz. Love it. Guys,
awesome.
We're going to give you reasons every day for the next 14 days to grab this. If you haven't yet, there really isn't an excuse. Not only is this going to change your life by 50% all by itself, but now we're adding 30 days of coaching with us in a small group setting. And that group, that community is going to mean as much to you as our guidance. If you have not gotten your hands on this yet, you are officially out of reasons for why that's true. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's not just hashtag Stardust bitches. Let's do something. Let's do something with our lives. Boom!
I was going to bang the table, but every time I bang the table, it makes noise.
Yes.
Lovely Patterson. Good morning,
Oh,
Patterson.
yeah. Good afternoon for where she's at.
Oh, yeah, it's afternoon.
Love this show. Love you, Angie Olsen. Did we not earn a share today? Share this shit.
Absolutely. I just paused to read all your comments. So I was like totally engrossed down here as opposed up here. It happens sometimes. I'm so curious to know if I was coherent, half asleep still.
Oh, you were great.
I'm just joking. I know.
Let's send Carrie some love, because that was pretty fucking epic, actually. I'm just going to get on this love bandwagon myself. Fantastic message, says Billy. Reuter. Nope, Reuter. Billy, we've done this once before. Let's do it again. Carrie.
Reuter?
No, that's not what you say.
Reuter.
Brian Reuter. Could you please
Billy,
type in the right name?
You should just say that I'm right, just because.
Look at all the hearts you're getting right now. People are loving your message.
Thank you.
You're coherent as hell.
Thank you.
Well, I tell you what, guys. I hope we gave you lots of reasons to think, lots of reasons to share. We didn't even finish the 4 A's.
Let's talk about the fourth one tomorrow. This is the fourth one.
We're going to talk about the fourth one tomorrow.
Adaptation.
Fourth one's easy. That's okay. You're allowed to say it. It's our system. We can say it. Come back tomorrow, 9:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for another pretty epic installment of Brian&Carrie in the Morning.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Mwah.
Bye.
Brian is correct, but my heart says Carrie.
Yay.